So what's up everybody, hello, I'm back, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Wicked Twister at Cedar Point. So there are rumors floating around about this roller coaster and its possible closure at the park in 2019 to make room for a possible 2020 attraction. So I really wanted to get on this ride when I did go to the park because I knew it would probably be closing. Wouldn't be there the next time. Well, it's gonna be there. I'm going there next year, but I wanted to get a ride on it, just for the credit and everything, so I can save my time next time I go for some of the bigger and better attractions that are at the park. And it wasn't the best ride ever. It's an Intimin impulse coaster. It opened in 2002, right between Millennium in 2000 and Dragster in 2003. It's over 200 feet tall and it goes 72 miles an hour. So it's technically the tallest and fastest inverted coaster in the world, but it doesn't usually get that credit because it's not full serve yet. And I tell you, it just gets repetitive after a while, and you really don't get the full experience of the ride unless you're in the back of the front row. I got one ride on this thing. It was a middle row ride, so it was like the worst possible ride ever. But that was the quickest row to get on, and there were some other rows that were closed. The seat belts didn't fucking work. And the line was long and it was breaking down a lot, so we just took whatever we could get at that point, and we just did it for the credit. There's plenty of other Intimate impulse coasters out there that I can get better rides on because they're not as popular. There was another evident thing about Wicked Twister was its headbanging. It had some pretty bad headbanging, I'll tell you that. This was evident especially on the launches and going backwards down. The front spiral was when it was most evident. So I tried to keep my head forward as much as possible so that I didn't have that problem, but it didn't work very well. So whatever. I don't care. I guess. It wasn't unbearable. It was not as the worst headbanging that I've ever been involved in. But whatever. I don't care. It has a nice beach setting though. I really do like where it's located. It has a nice beach setting to it. I really do enjoy that about Wicked Twister. Intimate impulse coasters are good because you can place them on the edges of the park so that you can save the inner part for more bigger attractions, which Cedar Point would do following year with Dragster and later with some other roller coasters as well. So I really did enjoy that. But it's not the best roller coaster at the park. I hear it's gonna go somewhere else so I can get more ride time, and it's very prone to breaking down. Wicked Twister is very prone to breaking down. It's a launched coaster from 2002, and it does have a lot of mechanical problems with it. That's why I probably didn't get more rides in on it, was because it was not very well maintained, and it kept breaking down. But I got my ride on. I got my credit. I could say I rode the roller coaster. And it's definitely not the worst. Definitely not the worst coaster at Cedar Point. But it's definitely not the best either. But I did want to get on this and do the review, since it will maybe, there's not an official announcement, and there might not be an official announcement for a while, that Wicked Twister is going to be closing, if it's going to close at all. Because they might not even be using that area for a new attraction, or they might, I don't know. I'm gonna do, when the announcement comes for the 2020 attraction, I'm gonna do an announcement, like reaction video maybe or something. I don't know. I'll see. So yeah, that's it for Wicked Twister at Cedar Point. For my final score, I'll give it a 7 out of 10 because it's repetitive, has headbanging, and it broke down a lot. But it's still pretty good. I did like how the whole thing, like the top spirals were all shaking every time the train went past them, especially the back one. It's a little scary, but I mean, it's meant to do that. Every impulse coaster does that, so I guess it's not that bad. But yeah, 7 out of 10 due to its repetitiveness, headbanging, and lots of downtime. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and more to come. Goodbye.